I wasn't ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ANIPOD Presents the In-Quy'zz-ition. I am your lovely DM, Dippy, and these are my lovely players. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players.
Wow, weak showing today. I think we're all tired. But you know what? We are back. Hi, Dadley. And we are back in action and ready to go once again. And I'm on a bit of a time crunch today because I've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and I've got to be on a pretty strict time schedule for it. So let's waste no further time.
Speed run D&D?
You ever seen speed run?
Speed tour.
So, without any further ado, let's go ahead. Miniature shoutouts to tabletopaudio.com for providing background music, ambient tracks, and more that you can unlock longer versions of with a Patreon. You can make your own sound pads, and all you got to do if you do them online is you shout them out, and that's what we're doing here. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for being the music to our ears. Also, that's it.
Nice.
Next week, Dapper D's starts a new month-long experience, which will be fun.
Gonna be a little experiment. Zoe, I'm gonna text you about it.
It's gonna be a little experimental, but we should be able to run that nice and smooth.
Okay.
Lost Chaos. I'll have to text you about that as well.
Alrighty.
Tuesday, are we running something on Tuesday? Whether it's the main game or
yes, we are planning on running something on Tuesday.
Is it going to be the main game or is it going to be something else?
Yes, it should be the main game because everybody will be here.
All right, and then
main game.
Because we didn't do it last Friday, we might be able to find time to do a little In-Quy'zz-ition talk back next Friday, a week from today, if at all possible, and that'll cover episodes 1 through 14, which it covers the first 2 arcs. I invite everybody here, even if you weren't involved in the first 2 arcs necessarily, to come in and join in. Maybe you'll have your own questions, maybe you'll have your own thoughts on stuff. But expect that next Friday, hopefully, at the same time. You'll notice that only one of our players is not here today, and that is Fantasy. They have apparently lined up 2 months worth of stuff to happen on a Friday. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're...
At least one of us has a social life.
Exactly. So they might not be here for a little bit, but we still will hold them in the greatest appreciation of our playing as we go forward. So...
And their character in our pockets.
Exactly. So...
We're going to spend all their money. Okay.
Let's go ahead and start today with a short recap. Burk, you put one in the Discord before we even got into the meeting today, so if you just read off of that, or adapt it as you like, then we'll get started.
I'll just read off of this so it's easier. So Zog and Ali had offered to help the workers of the
lumber camp.
The lumber camp, and heal some of their crew members who had gotten hurt, in which they, in exchange for us being able to sleep in one of the bunkhouses. There, Ali and Zog met Mavron after healing them up. We all rested and woke up to commotion where a random tunnel appeared overnight, possibly due to Burke's previous wild surge.
As Burke's lawyer, we do not make any comment about this.
As Burke's lawyer.
I met a lawyer for 2.5 seconds. I'm a professional.
I can absolutely see Sundial pretending to be any amount of the people in the party's lawyer.
I don't even know how well that would end. Oh my.
I mean, have you seen me do deals? I come out fucking with like nothing, like everything intact.
Burke had insisted that they check it out because it might be something interesting, and along the way we ended up fighting 2 manticores and 5 lava imps. By the end of the tunnel, there was a house with a male devil standing at the other side of the fence gate, who Burke ended up approaching. And
oh yeah,
do you want to reiterate?
We'll pick up exactly there. We'll pick up exactly there with the line that ended the last session. Now, Burke, I've already given you an inspiration point preliminarily for that explanation because thank you, that was wonderful. So we pick up with a male tiefling, and the end of the tunnel is not exactly at like a fence line or anything like that. It opens up into a small clearing that runs next to a river of lava, and there is a fenced off area where it looks like instead of crops or cattle, there is crystal being grown almost like a crop. And standing on the other side of the fence line is a large male tiefling. Did I put his profile? Yes, I did. So this male tiefling stands on the other side of this fence, and upon seeing Burke standing in his front yard, basically looks to him and says, "Oh, surprised it took you this long to come home." And he uncrosses his arms, and with a very broad gait, this tiefling does stand fairly tall, and he steps over the low fence and just approaches the party, but more specifically you, Burke. And
this long.
I muted myself. And he will place a hand onto your left shoulder. And it's not a cold grasp. I mean, he is a tiefling. It's very warm. But it's also not cold as in, like, distant. He feels like he genuinely, for lack of a better way to put it, cares with this grasp. Which puts you on edge for a couple of reasons, but he looks to you and he he kind of says, I'm not sure what twist of fate brought you here, but I am happy to see you.
Happy to see me after 23 years. After you left, as Mom tells me, when I was a baby. And you're somehow surprised it took me this long. With you being here.
I didn't anticipate a search of any kind, but, well, I won't try to deny what you have said here. And I won't try to excuse it either. My life simply had other important business. My life simply had other important business.
Yeah.
He looks up at the rest of your party. Looks at Mavron. Mavron, you do not outright recognize this person. There are many, you've come across many a devil, many a tiefling in hell, but this one is not one of the ones you have directly been in contact with. Everyone else, if he didn't look like he had lava flowing in his veins that was coming out like in a glow all up and down his body and his skin, spitting image of Burk, just older and taller, standing before you.
What kind of luck check do I need to see if he's ridden my boat before?
You would need to match a number in my head on a D100.
Can I just spit out a number and see if I get it?
Okay, I have one in mind.
D&D Beyond. That sounds exciting. All right.
I have one in mind.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. D100 roll on D&D Beyond.
Yep.
80. Oh no, that's 8.
8?
8.
Not even close.
This is a good roll on a D100.
It's a good roll on a D100. It's also not the number I was thinking of.
I have no idea who this man is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that's 25.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What, are you doing the same thing? You're trying to get...
No, I haven't been on the boat as long as Zog,
No.
so there's no way that... I just think it would be funny if, like, Zog was the person that brought him back to hell after the one night stand.
Did you just count the sides on a D20? That was really cute.
Oh, my daughter? Yeah, she did.
Oh, that's really cute.
Nice. That's really
Okay.
cute.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway. Looks out over the rest of your party. You've had no trouble making friends.
Yeah. Recently made them. It's like just Zog, Quinlan, Sundial, Shadow of the Alley. And just recently met them. Mavron?
Yes. And he just kind of inclines his head to whoever this tiefling is.
I am trying to remember if we had given him a name before this point.
Daddy.
No.
I
Father.
remember you noted that one. I don't have the note.
We named your mother. We did
named my
not
mother.
name him.
I thought you had came up with one. I thought you had.
Name him Trudy.
Trudy.
He seems like a Trudy, but everybody calls him like T or some shit.
Dono bad.
So he. Hold on. You know what? In times of trouble, just go to your tried and true. Let's find something on D&D Beyond. That sounds fun.
Baxter.
Baxter. No.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I didn't want to already know what his name was.
He looks like a Eugene.
Ooh.
I mean, if you go with tiefling names, they're usually like after.
I don't know how you.
like colors.
Oh
and
no, I
things.
did come up. I did pick one. Never
Yeah.
mind. I did pick one. He
Looks like a Magnus.
he simply rolls his arm and like bows ever so slightly to the rest of you. You may call me Malthus.
I was close.
Malthus, Malthus.
And Sundial raise his hand.
As Pseudopod goes up, he looks down at you. You don't look like an ordinary soot puff.
No. Question.
He raises an eyebrow.
Were you born with the lava in your veins, or did that come after?
You have very nosy friends. And he looks over to Burk
I'm curious.
immediately.
I'm trying to get to know my friend's dad.
Trying to get to know.
I haven't met Zogs. I don't know how to do this.
I thought,
You
okay, I spelled that wrong.
you fit my
Looks-
dad.
Looks to you. Looks
Then
to
which
you
parent-
again and goes,
Wait. Did I?
perhaps
Okay,
we
well,
could perhaps we could align some. Bless you.
I changed my answer to "It's my charm" instead of "I haven't met the friend's dads before."
Perhaps we could arrange for some quick catching up time. Now that you're here. Unless there was something else that you had to do.
Mainly just getting out of here.
Well, I might not have a solution to that problem.
Guess finally getting to know you wouldn't be too bad.
A small smirk. Well then, by all means, come on in. And he gestures to his house. You know the adobe houses of like the Canyon Indians. You know these simple, square structures. You know that they have enough room in them to live and to have a life in. Imagine that, but made of almost purely black, glassy obsidian. And on the inside, the actual interior of the house itself is caked in this, is almost like molten sediment rock that hardened into a floor with the texture of sandpaper. And you look down, and Malthus walks around in like a pair of sandals. it looks like. But the points where his skin contacts walls and furniture on an everyday basis, it looks like he chars anew everything. Uh-oh. Who left? Allie!
Zoe.
Oh my goodness.
They said their PC might overheat.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Tragedy.
Well,
Not good.
let me see here. Whoop.
I'm gonna fight that
PC
PC.
troubles today.
It's been a day, bro. It's been a day.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Well, you know, close enough for now, right? Until they come back. Whoop.
You know?
There we go. A couple of
Sure.
names are wrong, but they're still here. All right. The layout looks fine enough, at least.
You can see us.
You can see us.
Yay!
That's
So-
the important part.
Exactly. So, everything that Malthus touches, that he did not make himself, or that he, you know, it looks like a burn mark is left. Like he puts a handprint on the post of the door as he walks in, and a black imprint of where his hand was is left behind for like a few seconds, and then it fades.
I definitely think
He has a
Lamont came
very
after.
he has a very hot touch, which, Burk, you felt warmth on your shoulder when he put a hand on your shoulder, but he didn't burn you. So, just another little curiosity to add. He sits down on a simple rock chair, like it looks like he literally took a boulder and chiseled out a basic chair shape, and him sitting in it made the grooves and impressions for him to sit in it well. There aren't any other pieces of furniture in here for the rest of you to sit on. But he, you know, he lives it looks like he lives a very solitary hermit life of sorts. Yep. There they are back again. And boop, there we go.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Oh,
Nope. There we are.
Welcome
Nope.
back.
There we are.
Nice.
Nope.
It's
There
really
we are.
hot in my
Nope.
apartment right now.
There we are. There we go.
Why?
We missed you.
Oh, thanks. I miss y'all too.
All right. So he sits down. He doesn't offer you a seat because he doesn't have any other furniture, and he says, "Well, does the impetus fall on me, or would you like to tell me about yourself first? How have you been getting along?"
I'll go first. Well, growing up in Petal, me and Mom never left there. I believe she's still there. I had to leave there at one point, though. I mean, got with a guild hall, research guild hall.
He sits intently listening. You watch as an arm comes up for his head to rest on, and where his elbow sits on the chair, the chair glows and then settles, as if it's almost routine.
I mean, been helping out with doing research on different creatures with this guild hall. And tunnel was by me back behind us. Or something I can cause.
Gains a puzzled look on his face.
Mm-hmm. Like, Burk. There's a lock that Burk doesn't was.
Hey, Dippy.
He is.
Is there anything of note within the room that we're in?
Yeah, so, looking around, it doesn't look like he has a lot of personal possessions. It doesn't look like he keeps much of anything. The things that he does keep are, like, really tiny. Like, very not super noticeable things. You see a blackened coin on the corner of a hearth above a fireplace that at the moment is unlit, but you feel warmth coming from it as if it were. You actually see a couple of these coins. Just very dark black, almost looks like wrought iron coins sitting on the mantelpiece. Zog, you notice this. Sundial, if you're looking around, you notice this too.
Any pictures on the walls or anything?
There is exactly one illustration on the wall. It is unframed. It has like burn marks around the edges. It's where you can tell that this was a lot larger at one point in time, but the more that Malthus interacts with this, the more burned it like gets. So it hasn't been, cleaned or dusted or looked at with enough care in a long time. But it appears to be an illustration of Malthus with you can see an arm around his waist, but the picture is burned off at the point where the other person would be standing for his arm to be there. And then closer to the bottom, burned about halfway up and halfway over, you see what looks to be either the silhouette or the illustration outline of a child.
I'm gonna quietly cast Mending on that while everyone is talking.
Okay, I have looked this up before.
Oh, okay.
If you cast Mending on a piece of paper, or like such as a book that had writing in it before, the Mending only fixes the paper, not what was written on it.
Not the image. Oh, okay.
So if you cast Mending on this piece of paper,
You had tried to do it a couple sessions ago.
You had tried to do
Right,
that.
on the book.
On a book,
Yeah.
yes. And you got blank pages. Well, the same thing happens here. You cast Mending on this like illustration, and the char and burn marks start to dissipate. But what is left behind on this papyrus on the wall is blank.
Well, now he can touch it again.
As this happens, he kind of like looks over at you, like looking at this, and you have cast a spell on it, and it's just like,
Insight check.
didn't even say anything yet. Okay, sure.
Does
Make
he
an
seem
insight check on a look.
insulted?
I don't
He's
know.
eyeballing my guy.
Maybe he would have said, "Wow, I'm insulted by that."
I would like to take this time to remind the DM I have a passive insight of 20.
I also have a passive insight of 20.
I'm at 19. How am I not the highest?
I got
Damn.
14.
14.
Yeah, which is worse than my passive. My passive
So-
Passive is 15.
Passively,
I have an 11.
passively, your guys' insight tells you that what he's about to say will explain everything.
Oh,
Okay.
What about my passive perception of 25?
Son of a bitch. So, he looks to you, having cast the spell on the piece of paper, and he says, well, the image may not have regenerated, but the memory of her will never leave. As he looks to you, looks back over, and that must be a cue. As he like opens up his hand, and a little flame conjures out of the palm of his hand, and it illusorily creates images as he speaks. Now I want sad music. Can I just put sad? Oh, I can.
Where are you?
And I'm so
sorry. Tom DeLonge.
I am Tom DeLonge, and I'm here to fuck your mom.
My God.
That's every Blink show. Every Blink show that's ever existed.
All right.
You just know them all now.
Back before your mother and I had you, we shared our lives with each other to the fullest extent that any pair of people wandering this world could. And the day that we had you was the happiest of both of our lives. She looked at you with such loving, tender eyes. And I would have done everything to hold on to those moments. I was summoned not too long after you were born. And I had to go out into those fields. I prayed that that day would never come, but alas, it had to. There were more than a few times that I found myself in a position where I didn't know if I would ever leave. Eventually, I was on what I thought were my final days. One of the chiefs of Avernus found me, brought me back to their experimentation. The chambers, forges. They solemnly vowed that I would always have the fire and the will to fight. And with that, they imbued within me exactly what they asked for. They eventually let me go I couldn't tell you why, but I knew that I couldn't come back. Not until I learned how to control this. And the images, you know, him running into battle in the fields of Avernus, him lying dead, or mostly dead, on a rocky surface. And when he mentions the fire and the will to fight, you see him conjure an image of a crucible tipping over directly into his mouth. And when he mentions not going back, his flame subsides to a small blue glow, just the tongue of a candle, no form or shape. He closes his hand and snuffs it. I would like to think that I got that control a while ago. And then the trouble was trying to find you. But things move so slow down here. Requests, even the smallest of them.
Mavron snorts a laugh at that.
Disdain.
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 Doubt.
There was a part of me that hoped one day whether it be by a cruel God's will or through your own personal vacancies or curiosities, that I wouldn't have to put in that effort because you would find me. And it seems now you have.
Yeah.
Can you at least tell me if she's still okay?
When I left Petal, she was. But it's been a few years. Since I left. If we can get a way out of here, I'd like to go back and like
Do you think back to a couple of interactions that you had with your mother. And you newly realize her deceit didn't come from a place of disdain, at least not fully. It came from a place of ignorance. So you wonder if she would even want to see him back. But before you can finish, he says, more than anything. And then he looks over to you, Mavron. Looks you up and down, sees the caliber of your station. Am I to understand that you are going to help them?
You dare to hope it, Hal.
Say that one more time.
Provide mercy. You you dare to hope in hell. I dare to provide mercy.
Damn. Well then. He thinks for a long while as he sits there. And if anyone else would like to contribute to this, they can. Elsewise,
Contribute. Oh, sorry. I was looking at upgrades to my graphics card. Contribute to.
This is a conversation. If, or.
Oh, no. Zog's staying the hell out of this. Never mind.
Yeah. Well. If you do as you say. Then perhaps there would be room for an additional party in that.
I find that it's often who you know down here.
Well, I cannot say for certain. I cannot say for certain whether or not the people who turned me into what I am would be willing to help you. But I can point you in their direction.
That certainly does have a nice ring to it.
And upon hearing that, he looks at you and he, like, narrows his eyes to the point that they almost close, but you see a little bit of, like, a flame licking off of the veins in his neck and hands for just a second before he simmers down Now, Mavron, you made note, or hopefully you made note of the people of the your top quote unquote targets.
Mm-hmm.
I
think you had sent them to me, didn't you?
I think so. Like directly to you, probably. There you are. Yep.
Where did I send that?
In your indirect messages. Cogmazoth, Ogdrin, and Zorkin.
Okay.
He looks to you. And then, like, gives you that look, simmers down, looks not just in your direction, Mavron, but to the rest of the party when he says, if you make your way through the center of the Iron City itself, and you happen to come across, I have to actually look up what I named it in my image files. Hold on. Sorry. One memento. Ah, yes. If you're traveling through the center of the city of the Iron City itself, and you happen upon Gratuity Mills sometime in the next few days, I have it on personal hunch that a certain old man will find himself there in need of pleading or otherwise. And Mavron, you know that Gratuity Mills is one of the very few properties under the old feeble command of Cogmazoth. You had talks of either framing Ogdrin, killing Zorkin, or persuading Cogmazoth. Or no, sorry, killing Cogmazoth, framing Ogdrin, or persuading Zorkin. And it seems that you have a lead that Cogmazoth will be at Gratuity Mills. Of which you're familiar, at least. If with nothing else, then with
Cosmozoth was he was the old man.
Yes.
Right?
Cogmazoth is the old, Ogdrin is the like, what's the word? Like, the very
He's the
jumpy
gambler,
one.
Right?
Zorkin is the gambler.
Oh, Zorkin's the gambler.
Ogdrin is the very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not persnickety.
Paranoid.
Paranoid one, yes. So, that's something to think about at the very least.
Well, it could be about time for someone to retire.
You watch as Malthus's veins, like, you know when someone's heart rate increases, sometimes you see their veins, like, pump on their body? You see Malthus's veins pump by watching them, like, increase in brightness as his blood pumps through his body, ever so slightly. Just like, as this blood rush happens in him, he gets, like, brighter. And he adjusts himself in his chair and stands. I have no wants or needs in Gratuity Mills, as he looks to you, Burk. But if you find a way out, with Mavron's help or otherwise, you know where to find me. And he puts a hand on your head. And you feel this buzz go from the front of your brain to the back of your brain as you get a mote of intelligent thought. No, a mote of an intellectual, like, waystone, or a lodestone. You now can navigate to this location from anywhere within the Nine Hells for the next week.
So it's like Zog's compass?
Yes.
Okay.
Burk simply has to think about this house, and a mental map will be drawn for them to navigate back to it.
Be like, where's Daddy?
Where's Daddy?
He's never going to use it. Okay.
But that's what Burke's been doing the whole time.
Oh. All right.
He looks to the rest of the party. I don't have much in the way of travelers' amenities or a place for you to stay, but if it will help, and he kind of walks over to one of the open corner of this house, where he kind of like opens up a cabinet and pulls out a basket of these orange crystals that it looked like were growing in his fenced off area. And you look at them and they flicker as if they were like an ever-burning flame in crystalline form. If these would be of any use to you. And they range in size from like fingertip to fingertip to full like arm's length crystals. But they all have this burning glow to them.
What do they do?
What are they? Yeah.
What do it do, dude?
Does Mavron know what they are?
Yes. They are crystals that, if used via either crushing them, eating them, or embedding them into a weapon, will, depending on how the person chooses to consume it, gives the object or creature fire resistance for a short time. The bigger the crystal, the longer it lasts, or if a crystal is big enough, and it is fully like broken or crushed, it grants fire immunity for a short time. So the way that this will work, if you're just taking the whole thing, you will roll a d12, and every number will have a combination of strength of effect and duration tied to it. The lower, the lesser, the higher, the greater. Yeah.
Zog will carry it for everybody, but he's gonna like put one in his pirate hat. Like he's gonna try to. He has nothing to adhere it, but he's gonna try to just like keep it up so it looks like he has a crystal.
I put a little bit of slime off my body.
Yes, there we go. A little
Take
bit of
a little
sundial.
bit of slime.
A tiny sundial is holding it there.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'll say that works like this. You have the central, a central little, band of material on your hat. And this crystal, with a little bit of sundial goo, will adhere to the hat, and after a while, if it adheres like fully, I'll say it's like attunement. It'll take an hour, and then Sundial's goo will not be necessary for it to be adhered to the hat, but the hat will be fire resistant.
You know what? I'm very happy with that. My hat won't catch fire.
The rest of you might.
Yeah, but then I can get my hat after. I'm very happy with that.
There you go. Shiny rock go click clack.
My trinkets.
Another box for my trinkets. What's going on? It's Trinketville.
You have Mavron's ass in the corner who's just immune to fire.
So, with that said,
Allie does not take one. I want to note this.
Okay. I mean, again, Zog will carry the basket, so you can take and use one whenever. But like, if you're not initially taking one, then no.
Never gonna use one.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Are you sure Allie's not like a little bit curious about them?
No, this is pro. Allie doesn't like the person that this came from. Allie wants nothing to do with it.
Okay. I tried.
Burk will take one
Hmm.
as well, just to have to carry for anybody else.
Allie slaps it out of Burke's hands. Better than that.
Better than that. Don't take what he fucking gives you.
I have been looking at this man with disdain since we found out who he was, though.
Weird.
What do you say for the weapons? If it's embedded into a weapon?
If you were to find a way to embed this crystal into a weapon, the weapon would become fire resistant. But what that means is, if it has heat metal cast on it, you wouldn't need to make a check to drop it or not.
Would it have to be attuned, or would it just be nah? You can't set this bitch on
Same
fire.
thing with it would take a moment. You would have to find a way to adhere it, and it would just become an adherent part of the weapon if you took the time to do that. But that would require forging it or attaching it as a pommel, or you know what I mean. Fixing or adhering magical attunements to weapons doesn't necessarily mean that they will then require attunement. It's just that they will, it takes time to do that. So there you go. So he looks to the rest of you and says, if you need a pathway to the Iron City, you can follow this river most of the way.
We're just gonna leave our job.
Hey, I thought this was our job. I thought our job was taking us to the Iron City.
That's true. I actually don't have a job. I mean, I work for you. Work with you, Zog.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pay you, which confuses me how you became rich.
You. I'm just back here, fucking rolling sleight of hand every few fucking sessions. I don't know either.
What is going on?
What's going on?
I'm sorry, the chat has got me because...
The chat?
Wait, what happened?
Look at the chat.
So,
I'm very confused.
there's a really nice
what
white
Burk
lady.
was denying when they said
No,
there was a statement.
So nice.
I missed this was a very nice white lady.
All right.
And then Burk said, no,
I was correcting.
This is not nice.
She's not nice.
Human.
And Burk thought it was so she's not white.
That's an incredible
human
series
white
of
lady.
events.
No,
This whole
she
thing
is
just gives
elven.
me mean girl.
There's a reason why Burk has such pointed ears.
You can't just ask him
That's
that.
I know the elves can be white, but there was two of those things had to be wrong. One of those two things had to be wrong because Burk said no. And if she's nice, I mean, then she's not white. I'm not crazy. Sorry.
That's
incredible.
I have a question about these
Gotta be
crystals.
heated.
Heated like the crystals.
Also, I had a feeling that the magma vein thing happened after he was born.
That's fine.
Oh, I didn't do my background.
Would
What's your background?
I be able to say attach one of the crystals to the other end of the rope that doesn't have the knife? Like trade out that weighted pommel for one of the larger crystals?
Ooh. And now your rope will never catch fire.
I was about to say.
That was my thought.
I was about to say that if you did that, there's a good chance that the rope itself would be fire resistant. If you wanted to
That
use
was
one of
my
these
hope.
crystals as a counterweight.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I like your thought process there. Yeah.
Take your time
Allie,
to
do
think
you
about
just
it.
like Allie, do you just like not sweat?
What?
like-
Yeah.
Zog's over here sweating like The Rock in the Fast and Furious movies when they go to Brazil.
I mean, yes, I
And Quinlan makes sense because he's wind.
I do sweat. I'm just able to acclimate to higher temperatures due to my pedigree.
I'm glad we're on this subject. I am
So
so
your parents-
dehydrated.
So like your parents just happen to be in each other, like being the right
Conversation
people.
just happening in the living room.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, there's got to be something that we do on top of Burk talking to their dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're trying
if-
not to pay attention to that.
If this kept
Fair.
going, I was gonna start challenging people to rock, paper, scissors. Like,
Incredible.
Dude, get this. Raquel sent me the Dark Energy rock paper scissors clip today, where we all did scissors.
oh yeah,
That's incredible.
I
Oh,
Because we were seeing like,
I
okay, who goes
forgot
first?
about that.
So you mentioning that just like activated my brain.
Meanwhile, Mavron
Meanwhile.
just hasn't broken a sweat the entire time.
Oh no.
Well, you're from here.
No.
So
Yeah.
Never.
go here.
Burke's coming. So
We don't go here, and I'm me.
I
You don't
Yeah.
even go here.
yeah.
A couple
Zog does
hours
bring
ago,
up a
his
very good
armor
point
was
in
literally
that-
on fire.
Zog does bring up a very good point in that there is not a lot of drinkable water down here, if any at all, because it's hell. Its inhabitants don't require it. Like,
So, what do you think is like the
drink.
like the inflation tax on water being delivered here, or do we have to eat something else?
you got to find other ways to
We could-
hydrate.
drink the blood of
Yeah.
our enemies.
Wait, was there really a hydrate in the chat?
Oh, was there?
It has. Most humanoid creatures are made mostly of water, so if we drank their blood, we would probably hydrate at a decent rate.
I can just make water.
I can shape
I
that
mean,
water.
we
Oh,
could
you
We
can
do that. That's
make
less
water.
fun, but we could do that too.
I can make water, yeah. I have crate, food, and water, and I'm not allowed to change my spell slots, so you're stuck with this until we leave hell.
Mm.
I can make 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. That's absurd. What?
You're not a very good chef, though.
I'm a great I made you chili the other night. I cooked the hell out of those double chickens. The Dublin,
I-
the chickens
You're
from
not
Dublin.
thirsty. It's
Um,
fine.
I know.
When I was like a stone, it was great because I couldn't tell. But now it's you
Yeah,
need to lay off the
That's an
garlic.
option for you, at least right now.
I guess.
Oh no! No.
So, Malthus looks to all of you. Most specifically at Burk, but to the rest of you as well.
Act like I'm covering my robe.
The road,
He's fucking looking at me.
the road to the Iron City, well, hypothetically, lies
It's
before
paved
you.
with bad intentions. Or good intentions.
Hmm,
Never mind. I'll stop interrupting you.
pretty sure it was paved by those who came here.
As of all
yes.
roads.
Yes, it was.
So, like, who came? What? Who came?
Good for them.
Yeah.
Dead.
Those who are stuck in hell suffering.
Yes.
Slaves.
Oh, they don't get to do that. Wait.
We're the ones
okay.
who literally painstakingly paved the road
It's
to
okay.
death.
It's out of consent. It's a kink, and we don't shame that.
All right.
Anyway,
Fine.
he stands before you with nothing left to offer, and I basically waits for you to leave.
I stick out for a firm handshake.
He looks down at you, down at your hand, and he make a persuasion check.
Oh, what? Okay.
Oh my god.
5.
5. He goes for it, and then continues to go for it. He grips your hand. I need you to make a con save.
You remember how lava damage is like?
A slutty 20.
Slutty 20. You will
Nice.
take half of this damage.
Okay.
You guys remember how like lava damage is like 12d10?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
So, as a general rule, I figured lava veins is 1d12. I rolled 10, so you take
Okay.
5 fire damage.
That's not bad.
Did with that healing that was done last session.
Yeah.
I take it and I'm like, wow, what a firm shake you got.
As he smiles and says,
It was a
there are not so many people to trust down here as there are up there.
Well, I'm still gonna try my best. It was a pleasure to meet you.
And then let's go.
I'm just gonna tap Zog's shoulder, seeing Zog and Paige, to be like, "You really gotta stop overdoing it and just cure wounds real quick." Again.
I have this thing in me that everyone needs to like me, and I don't know how to stop.
You only get 4 points back though, so
I'm almost at full.
Zog's a people pleaser.
And
I either need people to love me or I kill them. I don't have any in between, and I think there's something wrong with me.
Oh my god. I need people to either love me or I kill
normally
them.
offer this, but might be able to help with that.
Quinlan just needs to be crazy and just be like, "You're not allowed to touch other men."
Say that again?
So Quinlan just needs to be like a crazy girlfriend and just be like, "You're not allowed to touch other men." So while we're together, no, you're not allowed to touch people.
Wait, and you said you might be able to help with that. In what context?
Zen master kind of way.
Oh,
Self-help,
like-
guruing.
Oh, right. There you go.
I'm
I
pretty
thought
comfortable with
Because
myself
he
for now.
is monk,
Oh,
leader of
context.
temple.
Yeah. I haven't hit the self-loathing point. I'm good.
Zog, did you get more buff? Like, did you get more muscles coming here? Or were you just like sweating off a lot of fat?
I think I'm just sweating off a lot of. I mean, I drink so much when I'm on my
Is this
boat.
what like
I'll tell you what,
dehydrated?
Did you get that, Dippy?
Zog's sweaty body accentuates just how toned he is.
Yeah, Zog like eats fish and hulls a boat. He's like genuine nothing but diesel.
I'm gonna use shape water to get all the water off of
I got
all
you,
the
man.
sweat
I got you.
off of his like shirt, so he doesn't have to change it.
Okay.
And
I
then then use prestidigitation to clean the water.
Okay.
Mavron starts moving towards the door after Zog has his awkward
Oh, I thought we were
interaction.
outside by now.
No, Zog's been standing there. He's just
Okay.
been.
Well, this is what I do outside.
Once
did-
we
are-
find a way back.
Do we have a
or
container?
out,
I will start.
I'll
I'm
come
not
back for
drinking
you.
that sundial.
Wait, what are you drinking?
It's
What?
not the sweat anymore.
Oh.
Pete.
I used shape water and then prestidigitation to sanitize it.
Trust me,
You
I know you can
shaved
drink your
water
own piss
and
for
took
like
the
1 or
s-
2 cycles, but
you-
I'm not doing
took
it.
the sweat off of
shaved
his
water,
body.
the sweat off of Zog's body, and prestidigitation to clean it.
Yes, to make it into a different kind of make
That's
it into a
Remove the salt.
Oh.
Yeah,
That is.
That's
That's
gross. Still,
that's gonna-
still
that's-
could be nasty.
You get
Would
maybe
you
a
want to die?
handful of water. You get maybe a handful of water.
like my handful or Zog's handful. Like I'm taking all the sweat
Zog's
off.
handful of water.
Okay,
You're not getting all the sweat. There's
I use
No.
shape water to shoot it into his mouth because I want him to
No.
live.
can I do anything to stop that?
You can close your mouth.
I'm joking. I'm not
Okay,
doing that.
Okay,
Right.
okay,
Zog's
we're
got it.
leaving. We're
Listen,
leaving.
we're
We're
Listen,
leaving.
I'm not-
We're
I'm following
leaving.
Mavron.
Dippy, I want
Yeah.
to be clear. That was a joke. That was not actually what Sundial
Yeah,
was
yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
He would never overstep his friend's boundaries.
I am following Mavron.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bert,
I do just have clean water in my hands, though.
before
floating next to me.
going out,
you notice
Bert's,
as you walk. Okay, Burk, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna have Burke say like we'll come back for you once we get a way out.
We will.
Oh,
Can he even leave? He's made of lava.
We'll discuss this on the road. Yeah, we'll come back for you, buddy.
descent among the ranks. No.
What?
No. Just. Are we? Like, wow, Zog?
No,
I'm not gonna risk my life for the guy.
No, yeah.
I just met him.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's why Burke didn't really
the
say
little
promise.
puddle of water in your hand as you walk, you notice that it slowly starts to evaporate from the heat of its environment.
Can I find one of those suit pods as I see it disappear and just like shoot it at it?
A soot puff. Roll
Soot
perception
puff.
for a soot puff.
Sure. I'm curious, and I'm an investigator. I want to be like, you know what? What happens?
You know what?
You know what?
I
13
still get
plus
up
perception?
in the morning.
Plus what? Perception?
Yes.
Okay.
That just reminded me of that Spamton video someone animated.
Learning
I've been-
perception. So,
Kicked on,
19.
kicked on. 19.
19. Yes.
You find a little soot puff in the lava river as you're walking past it. Now, as you walk, this is kind of like the lava river has like dug its way, like it's eroded away a fair bit. So the bank that you walk on is like just a little above the level of the lava. And you see a soot puff kind of floating along in it, and you shoot a little water splash at it. Alongside instantly evaporating along the lava in the river itself and creating just little itty bitty tiny pebbles of just like this solidified rock that melts instantly as soon as it continues its path in the lava lake. The soot puff takes 11 damage.
Oh yeah.
No.
And it like yelps, just like, and like looks back up at you.
Sundial makes his head disappear. He just goes
What,
into
trying to like
himself.
hide from it or something?
I just make myself look like I don't have a head.
Sundial just turtles.
Just like turtles. Just
Curiosity is a curse.
does a
It is.
does a 15 hit your armor class?
No, I do not believe so. I have a 19 AC.
You have a
14.
19?
Yeah. Bracers of defense with a +4 dexterity.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
And then I have mage armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Did you already cast Mage Armor on yourself?
Yes.
Though? Okay.
To not like make it a whole thing, I just cast it every morning and take it off.
Oh,
On
okay.
my spell sheet. So,
Fair enough.
Because it lasts 8 hours.
Fair enough. All right. So 19 doesn't hit. As you like whoop your head, you see the rest of the party sees a little just a little spittle of it almost looks like a firebolt spell, just like hurtles right over his head and lands against the back wall. It splatters against the back wall, and you get a little ember. Each of you kind of get a little ember of it on yourself, and you're like, ha, ha, ha. But yeah, that was really stupid.
Curiosity is a curse.
It is. Sometimes we
was-
need to stifle it, though, Sundial.
I'm learning.
So, we're on the road to the Iron City. Just
I would like
To see the wizard. The wonderful
Can I
Wizard
pull
of
Burk
Oz.
off to the side while we're walking?
sure.
I think he might be too big for you to pull him.
I shepherd. I kind of move in a
taller
way
than-
that pushes
yeah,
them away
okay.
from the
Mhm.
group.
I'm
She's
quite
taller
sure
than me.
Allie can pull whomever they
I'm
want.
also, what did we establish I was? I'm 6'9".
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
yes.
mind.
Allie is fucking tall for
I
no
thought you were,
reason.
I
For,
thought you were the one that was
no
Yeah, I'm
5'10".
I
6
got my-
foot even.
It's my pair of jeans.
It's the elf in you that makes
Yeah,
you
right.
6 foot.
You're tall, but you're lanky.
Yeah, no, I have no muscle at all. I have a
Yeah.
0 strength.
Yeah. So, just
You're
this.
a beanpole.
I was about to say
Yeah.
beanpole cat.
Yeah. My cloak covers most of it.
You grab Burke and move him off to the side with you, as you converse.
Hey,
Yeah.
you doing okay?
I honestly don't know. Was
No.
expecting to see him at some point, but not this soon.
Not really good with the whole emotions thing when it comes to parents. Not my forte. But I consider you a friend now. So if you want to bring him out of here, I'm on your side, but a bit of advice from my life. Deadbeats, regardless of the reason, seldom make good beloveds.
Yeah. That's why I didn't really promise anything.
Well, regardless, I'm on your side. So I just wanted you to know that.
I appreciate it.
So, if no one else has anything to add to the RP of walking along this riverbank, your time will pass. Your time will pass. Yes.
My whole thought process is just who else here has dads?
Sundial, you've met my dad.
I know. I'm talking. I know you have a dad.
But don't we all have dad?
I
You
don't know.
Some of us have sperm donors.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk about that, Allie?
No.
Okay.
I feel
All right.
Family
Quinlan?
means little here. in
Quinlan, do you
this.
have a cool dad? Zog's dad's cool.
I'm sure my parents were just fine to my siblings.
Oh,
Okay, when we get back, I'm just gonna take everyone to my parents' house.
Oh, I had a great mom.
My parents are have been happily married since they got out of high school.
Zog's the only one with
I'm
a
glad.
good home life.
I'm glad
I
you
was
have
about
to
to
brag
say-
about
Only one
Zog.
that had
I don't even know my parents. I don't even know if that's how it works. I know I was a dad.
Yeah, you're the only one who is a dad.
Yeah.
Are you sure
well,
about
as
that,
far as
Zog?
you know. I was
As
about
far
to
as you
say.
know.
Those
The
people are
urge
just
to have Quinlan just lean over into Zog and just go, Daddy.
Oh my god.
I didn't you know that.
It's just the urge of me to make Quinlan.
No.
You can't say
Not
that. You're
going to,
heating
though.
Zoe up.
Yeah, it's already 87 in here.
Would you
Don't
like-
make me hotter. I'll have a stroll.
I would like to reiterate what Mavron's said just a second ago. Mavron, you please say that again. It's great.
Family matters little here in Dis.
This fan's shit. Okay.
Well, you're walking with us. So I'm seeing you as family, and that matters a lot to me, no matter where I
Okay, Vin Diesel.
am. Family.
Family is what you
Oh,
make of
family.
Family.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
So, as time passes, you eventually find yourself on the precipice of another, like, long cavernous drop. But this time, when you look down to the bottom, you don't see a bottom. It's long and deep enough to not warrant a bottom to this, other than the glow of the light at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the chasm. I believe I've already I put in an image a while ago in Enviros and Characters of the City of Iron. And the cliff that you stand upon, you look down and you see other, like, disconnected islands of rock that jut from the bottomlessness of the chasm in front of you, that have buildings on them, that have walkways between them, that have bridges between them. But the gleaming city sparkles like a silvery glow in the ever-burning light of Dis itself. And this is an image of, like, it's, like, far off. You know, like, you're not within, like, a stone's throw of it, but you can see it. And it's just prominent.
It's like oh, sorry.
It's prominent. It's like when you're, like, when you see the skyline of a city, but you're on the other side of the lake that city is on the border of.
Mhm.
This is that. This is
Like
a very
Chicago.
large skyline. Yeah, kind of like Chicago. This is a very large skyline, basically, but instead of a lake, there's a giant bottomless chasm. And you see, kind of, even built up into the walls, like, on surrounding this giant central chasm that the City of Iron is built inside of, are other buildings and housing and, like, walls and, you know, units for devils, demons, tieflings, hellborn slaves to live in.
No.
As they spend their eternity in Dis. But you see kind of like, I will reiterate, there isn't a sky, because the roof is just like stalactite and solid rock roof. But sometimes that roof is vaulted enough that you, like, see past, you know, other structures and see gathering in the roof, in another part of the giant cavernous abyss that is Dis, you see the pluming smokestacks of what looks to be at least one type of millworks, some type of iron mill. One of many that feed the city's constant consumption of hellish iron. But indeed, you do see some buildings, like, closer to you that you can examine a little more closely with the naked eye, do have steel wood, you know, structure to them. They have, like, a frame of steel wood, and that glowing orange wood accentuates the exterior of the building in the places that it is used. So at this point, it's just a matter of traveling.
Dog's still making a map. He's moved on to a couple pages now. But...
Okay, I do need to make... I wanted to ask you to make a cartographer's tools check a couple of times, so we'll do those now. The first one covers your time at the lumber camp.
Mm-hmm. And that's just add proficiency to it?
If you are proficient with cartographer's tools.
I am now because of something that happened. I don't remember.
I think your hat gave you proficiency with cartographer's tools?
No, it's something recent.
Something recent? Yeah. One way or another.
Was it something with Umberly?
Probably.
Oh yeah, Umberly.
And your birthday?
Must have done something. Umberly must have done something.
I don't remember.
Not sure. Anyway.
All right.
First
so
check.
Just add proficiency.
Yeah, add your proficiency. Yeah.
8 plus 4, 12.
12.
It's fine.
Pretty decent outline of at least the borders that you saw.
I don't know how to add the tunnel.
With your cartographer's tools, you just kind of measure how long you walked for. Or you take the artistic liberty of just saying tunnel, and then you can make an outline of something else. like the tube map in London. It doesn't show you how far stops are apart from each other. It just equally spaces them. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll say a second check for Burk's father's house and surrounding environments.
18.
18. There you go. Another really decent sketch, outline, markings. You even have some time for a little illustration of the river itself and a little couple of landmarks you saw along the way. So now it's up to you what you do, where you go, because you can go straight through the Iron City. It looks like there are a couple of ring roads, quote unquote, like several stepped layers of rock and building that you can kind of like travel along to circumvent the city and get closer to this mill house, wherever it is. You can ask denizens. Mavron, you have a pretty good idea where you're going if you wanted to lead them.
Yeah.
And you know that it's quicker to cut straight through the city, but you'll also maybe be noticed. Well, it's not a maybe. You will definitely be noticed more easily if you go straight through the heart of the city. You know of one of the rings that directly connects to one of the rail lines that runs from Gratuity Mills to the Iron City itself, to one of the refineries, to one of the forge houses, and you just have to find that rail line along one of these ringed pathways.
I have to be right back. Child duty.
Sure.
As they approach the city before going in, where they can basically at a point where they can either choose to go around the city or straight through, Mavron stops the group. Now I'm going to formally greet you to the City of Iron. Here, you are either clever or strong, or you serve someone who is either clever or strong. We have a choice. The quickest way would be to go through the city. However, you all stick out, and we will be noticed, and our actions will be noted and reported to those who might take interest in all of our presence in the city. Or we can go around and circumvent a majority of that. It is your choice. if anyone does ask, it is in your best interest to say that you're vassals of mine.
How much longer does it take to go around?
Typically, going straight through the center would be like 2.5, 3 hours. Going around the outside could take as long as 5 or 6. So you're either doubling or maybe even tripling your time with no guarantee as to one side or the other if you can rest. If that's even a possibility down here. And you've already...
I might DM.
You've already been walking for about 1, maybe 1.5 to get to this point. And going down to the splitting point would have been another half. So 2 hours going on either 4 going through the city or 8 circumventing it. And you feel, Mavron, make a, actually, let me do this. Make a wisdom, no, make a charisma check.
Just a general charisma
General
check?
charisma check. You're basically checking yourself right now.
Alright. 17.
17. You feel confident that although the ring road would be safer, you feel as if you can pass off this gang of sore thumbs as your vassals pretty easily, regardless of who you encounter in the central city. And your confidence level self-increases as you think about it.
So I have the faction agent background?
Yes.
Future safe haven. Would there be a spot? Would I know? Here, I will just send it to you.
No, yeah, you said that and I thought, oh shit. Wait a fucking minute here. Damn. Oh yeah, you're not in the campaign. I need your
I know. It was almost like I was a surprise character.
It was almost like
Oh, goodness.
party with those access to it. Oh shit. With that charisma check, you would know of a safe haven basically a stone's throw from the Iron Palace itself. Because, you know, security cameras might have a wide, vast view over a large expanse, but they can't see you if you're right under them. So,
yeah.
You know of a safe haven that if you got there, they would house not only you, but anyone that you had with you if your fellow... You're a camp driver. There are many camp drivers like you who don't have rings, who understand that the game is that, you know, you're either helping other people get their rings and hope that they will help you get one, or they are, you know, or that they're consigned to the fact that they never will get a ring and they're just trying to help out their fellow camp drivers who they know will probably also never get a ring. Just in their own...
They want favors.
They want favors, exactly. So
Okay.
you know of your other camp driver brethren and sisterin who will help you in that task if you make it to that safe house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only an hour to get to that safe house specifically. From which point they could travel through the city as they wished. knowing the safe house to go back to, or that you can stop there and then just leave when the activity has died down a little bit, because there is an ebb and flow of activity, as if there is a day-night cycle, kind of.
Yeah.
There are times when the activity is less and when the activity is more. You feel confident. Where did Zog and Sundial go? They both left.
Dad activities.
Oh, on both fronts, yeah. I get you. So yeah, that's your thought process.
In my opinion, Mavron, if you're confident, either way, I think that we should trust you since you're from here.
I can get us to a place in the city where we can rest and plan accordingly. And once we are there, if you choose to move about the city without me, you should not encounter any trouble as long as you follow the rules or are smart enough not to get caught.
We can't let Sundial run around by himself then, but fair enough.
Sundial and Zog are just kind of like standing back a little ways away from the group, just not paying attention. They're just like, wow, this place is so cool. And Zog is like writing down his map.
Does Mavron bear insignias of his rank?
You would know that your armor, on your pauldrons, you have the little, the symbol, the little, like, brooch pieces. Basically, where a cape would connect to your armor, you have the symbol of your camp, which means that you have your signal.
Home camp. Yeah.
You have your own camp, for one thing, and for another thing, that is enough to tell other random denizens of hell that you are in a position of power. But without that ring, without a ring, you are like as high as you can get without having a ring, basically, which is good. But
does Mavron have something on him that would be able to denote a subordinate of his?
You could brand them.
Or like a lieutenant of his? I could brand them.
Better answer. There are
Spit my water. Allie's over here like, I don't know if I want to get branded. I'll be honest. Like,
I was about to say,
I don't know about committing that much.
You can brand them and make them your property.
That's a lot.
No. Let's see.
Sundial, sure.
Sundial can't really be branded.
I mean, Zog might be down. He's got all those tattoos.
Yeah.
Just be a different kind of tattoo.
So
it might be a kink for him.
Sundial, we just as Sundial reapproaches the group, you hear them having a discussion about where at a crossroads, which path they should take. Shout out Crossroads. Mavron has explained that he has a safe house that is basically right in the middle of the city. That he could take you to, or if you circumvent the city entirely, you would not really be noticed, but it would take a lot longer to travel around.
Okay. So if we go into the city, do we have to make like stealth checks?
With Mavron's plan, probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
Unless, again, if you went into the city and then got to the safe house and then wanted to explore the city again, yeah, you would be exposing yourself if you were traveling the city again. But it all comes down to whether you can follow the rules of hell.
Can someone reiterate the rules of hell to me?
There's a lot of them. A very long, complicated list.
Yeah,
It's hell. They invented bureaucracy.
exactly. This level
They
of
are
hell
the
specifically.
definition of red tape.
This
Specifically this one.
this level of
level of
hell
hell.
specifically.
Standing in line.
This level of hell specifically is all about bureaucracy and closing loopholes and making sure that rules and laws and deals are airtight, solid, unbreachable. So, yeah, there's a.
It's designed to trip you up because that's when you, if you follow all the rules, no one can punish you for anything. However, to get things moving fastly, you have to, and Mavron kind of explains this to the party. To do things fastly, you have to go work. You work outside of the rule set, but the key is you cannot get caught. So you have to have an airtight alibi or set somebody else up for the fall, because if you get caught breaking the rules, that's whenever you learn how deep the punishment of hell goes here.
Not to mention demotion to lower circles of hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can be sent to worse places.
You got sent here by chance.
Me?
No, we.
You're still bound by the rules.
If I were to cast a thing such as protection from evil and good, would that keep me safe?
I hate this spell because it doesn't do anything that it seems like it says it would do in the title of the spell. Protection from evil and good. One willing creature is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead. Protection grants benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by that creature. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So, technically...
If you're already in combat, yes.
Yeah. Technically, protection from evil and good can protect one person from the worst tools that devils and fiends have at their disposal.
I got twin spell, baby.
Two people can be protected from the worst tools that devils and fiends have at their disposal. So anyway, the choice is yours. Well, it's all of yours, but, you know.
Mavron's literally the devil standing at the crossroads asking you to pick a path.
I don't like this situation.
My vote is for the city. I'm always interested in seeing new cities. Even if they get
I
caused me
usually
death.
agree with you, Allie. Unfortunately, in this instance, with our little group, I have to say, why not go around?
What if we made a deal with Mavron? They make sure that we get home safe.
Sunday, we're not making any deals today.
No. And that is one of the reasons why I say go around.
I rescind my vote. We're going around.
Maverick.
I have been thoroughly convinced.
Mavron, blood pumping, eyes wide. Eyes wide, sweat dripping. No.
Why are you sweating so much? I didn't think that you sweat. Why are you sweating?
Is that mom's spaghetti on your shirt?
Hands. Oh.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
He looks nervous, but on
Mom's
the surface
spaghetti.
he looks calm and ready.
To drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote
All right,
down.
that's 2 votes to go around.
2 to go around. All right, who else?
I mean, I can just be in a pot.
Yeah.
That's Quinlan and Allie going around. Sundial doesn't care because he's going to be in his pot. Burk.
I guess go around.
Majority rules.
I guess.
Very well.
There's still plenty to see on the rings.
Oh yes.
Watch this be the more dangerous path.
A longer path.
I don't
Mavron
trust that
turns to you, Burk.
A longer.
You will need to bring up the rear.
I can do that.
You're the only one who looks like they could pass for being here.
Yeah.
So, the long trek around the Iron City of Dis begins. As you venture on the road again? No. You notice that as you walk, you see just the wide variety of denizens of hell that you come across. Tieflings of all shapes and sizes, but only in very few deep reds and black and like amber orange colors. You see some larger calibers of devils and fiends both flying and parading down these streets with some people in shackles. Whether that is because they are being taken prisoner or because they are already a prisoner in one facet or another, the people that you see who were not born of hell are just as diverse down here as they were on the surface. Shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, backgrounds, all of them. The only thing they have in common is the iron around their wrists. You see that a lot of these people are either very gaunt, very weak, or some of them are being intentionally kept larger because they serve a purpose as a... Why is Zog rolling right now? What? Wait. Is that just me? Or is Zog, like, rolling? No, that was a few minutes ago. Never mind.
No,
My
I just
apologies.
rolled for a curiosity thing. That was probably what you saw.
Oh, sure. There you go.
Yeah, that was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Anyway. You also notice that as you continue your journey, there are various... there are short stints where the, like, what looks like housing and buildings just for holding people in are broken up by little individual shops and little just things for the middle and higher classmen to extend, you know, favors, or in some cases the coins that you saw on the mantelpiece earlier, for like hellish goods, services, and otherwise. You pass no less than, sorry. You pass no less than 4 individual complexes of either individual shops or of like one large shop building on this journey as you pass. And they don't seem to be too much different than what stuff you would find on the surface. You see an infernal butcher. You see infernal you know, oh gosh, you see an infernal, like carpenter slash like furniture, someone who is making pieces of furniture. Sometimes, but one of the stock windows, one of the items in the window is like a set of like stocks, hands, stocks. There is also two that catch your eye that you don't see a lot of in Quy'zz. Simply because Quy'zz is not really built for this kind of thing. You see an antique shop. Items of grand age and value. And the reason there aren't a lot of antique shops in Quy'zz is because there's literally antique garbage everywhere on Quy'zz. Someone could go outside and pick something up off the ground, it would probably be considered an antique. But yeah, you see just a curio shop, an antique shop, items of grand time and value. And unless you wanted to stop in there for any reason, you see another shop which catches your eye. Let me put this in the chat. The characters and environments chat. There you go. The sign out front calls itself Symphonic Salvation. But as the image clearly dictates, it's a violin shop in hell.
Going in.
Me too.
Same.
Oh no.
Everyone is agreeing to go into Symphonic Salvation.
I need a fiddle if I'm going to challenge the devil to a music battle.
I knew that everybody would want to go here. I am so happy.
I just saw a post that was like, that is the most American song in the world. Every other country would make a song of like, you challenge the devil, and this is a query to not gamble. And America was like, we're gonna beat him.
We're gonna beat him. So
Mavron sort of grins and snickers because he's thinking, with what money are they gonna buy anything?
Mm-hmm.
Who said I was going to pay for it?
Oh, okay. So, as you step inside, you notice that the interior is lit up with some ambient fire just captured from the various, lava flows and ever-burning light sources in the environment around you, obviously. But you see that it is just... There are some of the most beautiful looking violins and string instruments and basses and cellos and fiddles hanging from the dormers and the raft and the window rafts of this shop, intricately hand carved, and tools scattered everywhere along the floors, along the walls, along the countertops. As you look inside and you see a what appears to be a devil, pure-blooded, non-humanoid like devil, kind of like Frankos from the lumberyard. This is just a pure-blooded devil, but not the arch kind that owns this shop. She stands about, a clean 8'2". Oh, hello, we got another follower. The Darkling45. Thank you for following ANIPOD.
Tongues.
Sure, absolutely.
That's what lets me make maps. Something to do. I learned a language with an item, and it gave me a map skill as well. What item was it?
Oh, that is
Oh
weird.
yeah, I gotta be like studying my books while we're traveling.
Yeah.
Can I?
In fact, I'll let you do a
those?
downtime roll for that now if you want, because you walked long enough.
Was it the captain's hat that we got you from that?
No, it was something I got on the way to hell.
Oh.
Mhm.
I'll do internal because that's like relevant, and I'm gonna use that for like helping me. So.
Also, Zog, make a history check on the subject of nourishment and like hydration.
Oh, okay. 14.
You still have a bottle, 2 bottles of a blue and a goldish like liquid that you took from the vendor in the stadium.
Yes,
the old abandoned robotic vendor. You have that blue bottle and that golden liquid bottle like still on you. And you remember that when it was sampled, it like rejuvenated quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use an inspiration to reroll that.
Uh-oh.
How much better? It's an
Uh-oh.
intelligence check, right?
Yes.
16.
16. All right, that is a success. So you can mark off a success.
If I can find what.
You've already had 2 or 1 up to this point.
Mm-hmm. I think I've had 2.
2.
Let me see if I have it in here. I will do this. So, and ignore me.
So I speak Infernal as well now. From something. I wish I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the episode. I don't remember what it was.
I got Infernal, Celestial. They get Primordial, right?
I think so.
Primordial. I can't remember what the 4th one is. Oh, it's Sylvan. Sylvan. And that was the one that I had gotten success on before. So, oh, my Infernal is at 1.
Yeah, because you were
Sylvan is
doing
at
it during, I think, when we were talking to DeVito.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking, and I did it with all right.
So this devil woman, stands 8'2", very, like, what's the word? Built, but not like grotesque. You know what I mean?
Athletic build.
Athletic build, yes.
So she's a mommy, is what you're telling me.
Everyone in hell is hot. That's just how it goes.
No, they're hot.
She wears like a very common infernal garb, just these like long leathery straps and like bodices, and like it turns into like a you know a well-fitting like a well-fitting pant, you know. And she hears entrance into her shop, and she like kind of like hovers just an inch above the ground over to the entrance desk, where some tools are still kind of like laying on it. Looks down to the rest of you. Ooh.
Yes. What?
And begins to speak in Infernal. The rest of you here.
That man just called me a slur?
Woman.
Just
But
kidding.
the ones who can speak Infernal hear, greetings. Do you desire songs or screams?
Is this like only music?
Uh,
Musical instruments?
by looking around, it seems that all that this shop has within it are musical instruments, stringed instruments specifically.
Screams can be songs depending on what you consider musical.
That was beautiful.
Are you a psychopath?
You not met Allie yet. Allie's a little unhinged sometimes.
So, she looks down at you.
This is a new experience.
Oh,
Let me,
Allie, why is your face turning red?
But like vitiligo
Wow.
streaks are
Why
still
are you-
turning pink.
Why are you sweating?
She looks
Why are
down.
you sweating so much?
She looks down at an outsider. And smiles, impressed. And swaps over to common.
I said that in
You don't.
Infernal.
I know you
I
did.
can speak.
I know
okay,
you
okay,
did.
okay.
But she
Okay.
swaps over to common.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
So then I didn't reply because I don't know Infernal.
No, you didn't reply.
So Sundial does not think that you're a psychopath.
So she looks down at you.
Mavron looks a little impressed.
And she looks down at you and she says, "What? Who? The MIA left? Oh no!
Oh,
Oh shit, my bad.
how
Did your
long
phone
ago
die?
was that?
Wait, no, it just freaking preparing
The
the meeting.
CIA?
Cancel?
The
Why did it
FBI?
stop? What the heck? Why is
Vince.
it not working?
How do you
Or just
spell
slightly
FBI?
Just impressed, but
It's
also
not working. You
scared
can't
with
see
Allie's
anything.
comment.
It's on the screen, it's just not
PH.
working. It's kicked me out, I think.
Um,
Give me a second, I'm gonna leave and then come back. Unless somebody else
Don't
wants
we?
to.
Don't we have a layout for when we're missing a person?
Yeah, I have the 6-person layout pulled up, but the names are all jumbled up because Fantasy's not here. So I have it as
This
close
makes-
as I can get it.
My
But
phone is not freaking working.
And
there we go.
if you stick me in Willow's spot, I'm very obviously not Willow, so
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Sorry.
Okay, so-
guys.
That's fine.
Willow, when'd you grow horns?
Anyway,
Huh?
she
That's your
looks
nature
down at this
showing.
outsider who has just said this incredibly profound sentence. You don't
Insight
look like
check. Are
you
they
belong
horny?
here. And yet your words speak volumes. Tell me, what would you be willing to part with for one of my finest pieces? And she gestures a hand, and you see this absolutely gorgeous looking violin, freshly rosined, mahogany teak wood exterior, like just this really dark reddish brownish wood, and what look almost like silver strings, and a bow, perfectly like, you know, that looks perfectly paired.
Can I do some kind of check to even know what I could offer in return for this? I've never made offered anything that wasn't money for something, or like I borrowed before. But can I make some kind of check to be
You-
like, what even would be on the
You
table
can
for this?
make
So I don't
a
look like
wisdom
total-
check.
Okay.
What is she inferring
Or-
to?
I got
You
a
can-
dirty 20 on a wisdom check.
30-20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very dirty.
A little sweaty hellfire 20.
A sweaty 20.
A dirty 20, but the AC is off in the house.
Yeah.
Ippy, I don't want to kill the vibe, but don't you have to get going?
I can go in another 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or
Sorry.
I'll say 20 minutes or so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let this play out. And so thinking about her question, first you think about material items. You could offer, some of your own items, whether that be stuff that you're not using or stuff that you think you find valuable.
Mhm.
But then you think a little deeper than that. You have 3 dead rats in your.
Oh yes, I do.
In your fucking.
I have a
thing.
bunch of random things in my bag
You have-
because I
Can
am
I-
a collector
You have a
of
lot.
curiosities.
You have a lot of different things.
I have a
Sippy.
rusty spoon.
Dippy, may I make an
That's-
insight check on Allie?
I mean, you can
How
try.
how badly do you want this?
I actually, Allie, you even have to roll for that. Allie actually doesn't want this violin that much.
Okay,
Hmm.
so then I won't slide hands into your pocket.
Something that immediately stands out is the tricky deck
I've never used.
that you've never used. And funnily enough, your predecessor dollars, the paper money
that's
that
a rough one.
the paper money from the antique time before yours that you found.
That's for someone else. I probably shouldn't give that one away.
That's for someone else.
I need that for later, I think.
Wow,
But then
this
you
is-
think about her question a little deeper and you begin to wonder about your own traits. In layman's terms, above table, you can give up points in skills, points in you can give up points in skills or points in ability scores as currency for truly worthy deals. Yes and no. I'll tell you here in a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Dog's looking for a guitar while this is happening.
A guitar. Okay.
Acoustic or
I don't
Electric.
care. We don't
Could
have
I-
electricity.
Could
I was
I
about to
give
s-
up a spell?
we have fire. Ooh.
She looks down at
Ooh.
you. What is the next spell that you think of after she says the word perfect?
Probably like heroism. There's nothing more perfect in the world than a hero.
Okay, what does that literally do? Let me look.
So
And then
she
Zog
turns-
starts ripping hero by Skillet.
It's
on a
only level
guitar.
1 spell, but that's just the first, literally actually the first one came to mind.
So
Yeah,
does
yeah,
Ali
yeah.
just become more of an asshole? So I got a hero bone in my
Influenced
body
is
now.
immune to being frightened and gains. Okay. You feel an icy finger writhing around inside your brain, and it picks that thought up and out of your brain,
Tingly.
drags it away, lays the violin on the table. You can no longer cast heroism
Amazing.
in any capacity. You cannot read it off a scroll. You cannot recite it from your memory. It is no longer a spell that you
I can't
have.
replace it either. It's just
Uh,
like when I
I'll
when I
say
level
that you
up, I
have
get
to.
replace a
I'll say you
spell.
have to experience a long rest before you can even think of replacing it.
I can't really. I'm a bard. I can't replace unless I'm leveling up anyway. So I was just
Yeah.
asking, is it just a dead spell I have now, or can I replace it when I level up next time?
Yeah, you can replace it with another spell when the time comes for you to replace a spell. But for the time being, heroism is literally just a dead spell in your
Sick.
vocanum
I changed the name of it then.
or vernacular. That's the word I was looking for.
It should also be removed from the vocabulary. Just
Vocabulary,
never
that's-
say that word again. You can never say the word heroism again.
Can't hear it either.
Allie just says, I appreciate the business.
And I appreciate your power. As you see the little, like, fibrous strand in this ghostly hand kind of pluck, and that turns into a string that she then laces onto one of her fiddles. Not yours, but one of hers.
Different one.
Mhm.
Ooh. Oh, that's dope.
What am I adding to my inventory
like
then?
that.
That's cool.
The infernal fiddle that you have purchased when you play it for your bardic inspiration,
He has heroism on it.
then a number of effects are tied to it based on what others have given up in the process of purchasing fiddles from this shop.
But I won't know until I play it.
But you won't know until you play it, exactly.
Would you like me to identify it?
I have identified. I'm just not using it here.
Sure.
Got it.
Zog,
Thank you.
as soon as she's done making that deal, she turns to you as soon as you lay your eyes upon a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Very well built. This is kind of like instead of a classical guitar or just like a standard like learner's acoustic guitar, this is a very much like a Spanish guitar. Very, classically shaped, rubbed with like a linseed oil wash, gut strings.
Of course, Stealthy has a Spanish guitar. Of course.
Gut strings of the finest quality. And she sees you looking at it and she says, "Interested?"
Yeah, you could say that. I used to dabble in my youth.
What if I told you that purchasing this one would require no effort to learn on your part? You would be able to play the moment you laid your hands on it.
Well, I'd be intrigued. And I saw the little deal you striked up with my friend. Before we go down that route, I am curious if you want something. Yeah!
There you go.
Fucking sick!
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
That's
awesome.
dope.
Fuck yeah!
Shaped like this?
Yes. Very much so. The emblazoned logos on the front of this one are very much like infernal runes, and it looks like they glow with a little orange glow as your hand like kind of approaches it instinctively. And you said before we go down that road, you want to do what?
Yes, I'm curious if you are interested in something a little more material that you might not see down here. And he pulls out his warhammer that he doesn't use anymore. And he goes, "Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt myself that bad. And can I, like, do null damage to my head?"
What?
Like, there's, like, you can do the minimum amount of damage willingly, right?
Yes.
I have to deal damage to do the thing.
To
If
do
you
the thing that
remember-
the Warhammer does?
Yes, if you remember from, like, the second session.
Oh gosh, it was a long time ago.
He bonks himself on the head for 3 damage.
Uh-huh.
And a bunch of tulips pop out of my fucking ear.
I forgot about. So, where did you get this from?
I've had the hammer forever. We walked into a random enchantment shop, and the guy's like, "What do you want? Do you want it stronger?" And I'm like, "Why don't you do whatever you want, buddy?" And he made it that enemies have flowers pop out of their head.
Oh yeah, the guy that we like fixed his arm.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that guy. Oh, I loved him. Anyway, she sees that happen. She sees that happen, and she's like, "How quaint." She like picks it up.
Yeah.
And bonks you with it, but she doesn't restrain herself. She's gonna roll an attack with this hammer.
Okay, yep. I'm just gonna willingly fail.
14 plus 2. No, it's an AC. What's your AC?
17.
17.
But can I like lean into it to give her that extra 1? Can I cast guidance?
Not necessary. She makes contact with you.
Yeah.
She doesn't do damage, but she makes contact. What sprouts out of your ear, or out of whatever orifice, actually no. She's gonna make it so it comes out of your nose.
Okay.
Are like little twigs with the foliage of the steelwood trees. So these 2 long steelwood spikes come out of your nose, and on the ends of them, these bright orange bioluminescent leaves that glow on the ends of the twigs, and
I'll get my nose pierced.
And she's like, and she like yanks them out of your nose.
Oh my god, it smells like ash in here. When did that happen?
And she like places them together in a little like wood carved pot on the side of her counter. You amuse me.
I'm good at that.
I would appreciate something just a hint more. Just a small bit more.
Mavron reaches into his pouch
Mm-hmm.
and removes a single dark coin,
which
and flicks
accounts
it her
for
way.
which accounts for the equivalent of 50 gold that you have on your person.
Okay.
Wait, so how much gold did you start with?
160.
Yeah, so you have 3 of these dark coins and then some change.
Okay.
You toss one to her, and she gets a little more titillated as she looks at it.
I was going
and
to
she's
offer
like,
something else. Cool.
I do
Now
need
this-
that one intact, preferably. I hope that will suffice for your price.
It shall. And she tucks it in her hand, and she levitates the guitar up off of its mount and into your hand, Zog.
Now I have a decision to make.
I was about to say, if you want to, you can make an insight check on the black coin that Mavron just tossed to her and why it would make her so excited. Actually, make it a religion check.
I was gonna say I'll pass until you said it was religion, because that intrigues me. Money is money, but 24.
34. You saw these
24?
25. You saw these black coins sitting on the mantelpiece of Malthus's fireplace before, yes?
Yes.
Allie? No, you were raising your hand?
I was gonna ask if I could roll an insight check on what Mavron said, but don't worry, never mind. I'll wait. I'll hold
They
that
said,
in my
I
brain and
need
wait
this
it out.
one intact. I hope this suffices for your price.
Yes, I want to know. I want to do an insight check to see if there was a deeper meaning behind that, or if that was just friendly. But I cannot do that if that's preferable.
Up to you. You saw these black coins and something was just like gnawing at you about them. And then you just remembered, as soon as that transaction was made, religions in the depths of hell and denizens of hell use souls as currency. That was a soul coin. Souls that do not serve a purpose in the Nine Hells can instantly be forged into these coins. That was a person that she basically just accepted from Mavron at one point in their life, in that coin's life, if it had one to begin with. And the guitar floats into your hands.
Remembers correctly, Malthus had quite a few of those on his mantle.
A few,
right?
Yeah, a few. But they are currency just as much as they are like transferred between people in the Nine Hells. Not everyone has the power to turn people into soul coins, or turn souls into coins. It's a common power for people who have rings, which is so yet another reason, if you should be enticed by it, to get a ring as soon as possible. Sundial, I hope you're okay. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm okay. My wife just got me like delicious yogurt, and I was about to go ham on it. And I didn't want to show
There you go.
myself being absolutely
Okay, I
feral
got
on
you.
stream.
I got you.
Enjoy
There
that
you go.
yogurt.
There you
Enjoy
go.
that shit.
All right, so the guitar floats into your hands, and the transaction has been accepted. The Warhammer is hers, and she's accepted a soul
Yes.
coin, and you now have this guitar. This guitar is a little simpler. One of the runes means that you are now immediately proficient with this instrument, guitar.
Yes.
The other rune means that you are also proficient with performance checks using this guitar.
Oh, cool.
The bottom rune means something else, and you
That I
will
don't
only
know.
learn. And you will only learn when you play it.
Okay.
We all be turning into warlocks next session.
Oh, was Ali making an insight check on Mavron?
No, but Allie does make like eye contact with Quinlan though.
Quinlan gives a similar suspicious expression back, while also looking at the selection of instruments. Is it just strings, or are there the odd
Pretty
woodwinds
much
down it?
completely solely string instruments.
You found the luthier shop in hell.
Yeah, the luthier. Yeah.
I don't know if I can play strings.
We found Guitar Center of Hell.
You found the
Yeah, pretty
guitar
much.
center.
Perfect. Oh my
Oh
Ever
gosh.
play the forbidden song.
Symphonic Salvation. I love it. There is a ukulele in the corner. No, there's not. There's not. Please, I shouldn't have said anything.
There's musical throwing darts in the center.
Musical throwing darts. Someone
throw
did
it at
create.
people and
Someone,
starts not
someone
playing,
did create.
everybody was kung fu fighting.
Someone created a crossbow bolt that, as it flies through the air, it plays like 2 or 3 harmonica notes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun one. But yeah. She looks to the rest of you as you've kind of just been standing here, either admiring the handiwork or, like, otherwise, you know, making deals with her. Looks to you, Mavron.
Would you like some eye drops?
Ooh, hello. Looks to you, Mavron, and says, fresh crop for your workings, I assume.
Well, work never stops.
Of course.
And
And
check that. I don't speak infernal.
Sundial. I was about to say, you don't speak infernal.
It'd be
Actually,
the moment to do it.
Mavron would have slipped into Abyssal.
Your eyes feel dry?
Abyssal.
Mm-hmm.
She looks to
She's
you.
a pure-blooded devil.
Yes, yes. She looks to you and she's like, Continue on your way then. If they are not dealing, they are dawdling.
He kind of, I don't know, none of you, he does kind of more formally bow a little bit as he ushers everyone outside. Do you guys all go with Mavron's ushering?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Safe travel.
He
After,
ushers you
after a
all out.
reluctant moment of trying to peruse.
Safe travels. And she, like, grimly smiles and, like, shuttles her way back into her shop. And as
That
you
lady.
walk out the door, the double doors close behind you. And it seems that the light extinguishes rapidly as well. Like, oh, I've had a couple of deals for the day. I'm set. So, like, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. She just got, yeah.
She got a spell. She got Warhammer.
You're gonna go sell that shit. Okay.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Flowers in hell. I'm surprised that those didn't burn up immediately.
Oh, they did. They did.
Oh, okay.
I refrained from
Also-
mentioning it.
Also, Sundial will be like, what we were talking about? And
Well, if you're all done perusing the wares, I do suggest that we move on before you lose something far more important.
Yeah,
I
that's
will
fine.
Sundial would like to make eye contact with Quinlan and motion him towards him.
Leans down.
I will try and do what Allie did earlier and fail. Motioning to the side.
Oh, just like a little pseudopod,
Like try and yank him.
Try and yanking just Quinlan.
Like one of my
Well,
like
as you-
straight
okay.
up one of my children being like, "You're taking so long."
as you continue to walk, Quinlan and Sundial, you kind of try to separate off from the rest of the group for a short stint.
Okay. I will hand Quinlan a orc tusk that is completely made of ruby.
Mm-hmm.
I got forever ago.
Yes.
Is the door locked or something?
So, and like look at him and just be like, where the heck is it in my inventory? Oh, it's right over here. Okay.
And pray tell is this?
It's a nice gift to give somebody.
Hey.
Goes from like complete just blank to curiosity.
And then Sundial's going
Confusion.
to go back in his pot.
There you go.
I'm still carrying the pot as well.
You continue to walk. Yes.
I'm just saying, I like the idea that Sundial saw what Allie did with Burk earlier. I was like, emulation. I have to do that now. I don't know what happened in that interaction, but I have to do it. That's what
So
friends do.
you
I have to
continue
do
to
it.
walk. The only
I'm
other
learning.
small thing. The only other small thing is like you come across a person that's like, you come across a person just standing on the side of the road. You hear them say "free sample" and just like a spritz of something in the air. Let me see. Oh my goodness! Wow! Holy shit! That looks awesome.
Damn.
1, 2.
Zombie apocalypse dog.
Sog.
Yeah.
You hear this woman go "free sample" and you and a
No
spritz
time
of
for your
something.
cheap sex potions.
No,
Yes.
the spritz like comes out and like it like hits you in the face a little bit. It smells beautiful, but the burning sensation in your eyes is so terrible. You feel
I feel like this would hurt less if I had hair in my nose still.
you feel blinded, and you're blinded for 1 minute.
What?
Everybody roll initiative against this perfume.
No.
We've
Somebody,
all wanted to do
I
it.
I can't see. Somebody hold my hand while we walk.
Mavron
somehow-
grabs your hand.
Oh, wow, that's a strong hand. That must be Mavron. Or
Rather
Quin-
warm.
Oh, it's Mavron. Okay.
Yeah.
First you think it's Quinlan and you just touch his chest and it's like, wait, nope.
All right. Thank you. Lead the way.
Yeah, Mavron forcefully walks away as he glares down the free sample girl.
And she just like
Can I
and she like scutters up the stairs behind her just a little.
can I
Oh, I was
use
gonna
shape water
whack
to
her.
steal the perfume bottle? Okay, no, I'm not doing that. That's such a bad
Yeah.
idea. No. Not doing
That was my hope, is just a little right between the eyes to just make her drop the bottle.
Just a thump. If you want.
Stunning striker in the middle of the head. She's like, you touched my boyfriend. Pop!
You
Wow.
touched our driver.
Blinded my boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
My name is Quinlan Spicy Boy. You have blinded my boyfriend. Prepare to die.
Oh, by the way, Mavron is fully walking arm in arm, like hand here and like one arm holding Zog's hand.
Well, there you go.
Escorting him, very gentlemanly like.
Mm-hmm.
It took our other characters like 2 months to hit this point.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sundial looks at Quinlan.
All right.
Quinlan's not even aware.
So we will come to a closing point here by simply saying there isn't a lot more interesting that happens on the walkover, as the remaining 3 or so hours passes of just sightseeing in hell. You eventually come to the edge of yet another edge of a cliff, quote unquote. You come to a lot of those when you're in a cavernous part of hell. I'm on the edge.
Zog just comes back too with Mavron, you know, very gentlemanly escorting him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I think I can see now. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Oh.
So, you stand on the edge of on the precipice of another cliff, looking out over what looks to be a rather large iron ore processing, smelting, refining mill, and a large block letter sign forged out of pure iron stands looming over the entryway to Gratuity Mills. And that is where we will pick up on the next session. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you coming in to play. Thank you, players, for playing.
Thank you, DM, for DMing.
I appreciate that. Tune in on I believe the 13th.
Yes.
The 13th. Tune in on the 13th for the next episode, but tune in next week on the 6th for an In-Quy'zz-ition talkback up to episode 14.
There's I'll text you afterwards.
Okay.
It's Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to go get a tattoo.
Hey, there you go.
Ooh.
Oh,
We
wait,
get
does that
two.
mean you're not going to be here?
I will
depends on how
text
early
you.
I go.
It's same. We are in luck because December also has one.
Ooh,
True.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time. And until next time, your adventure matters, and roll for your initiative. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.